Welcome to the Midlife Edit, the podcast for women who are navigating the beautiful, messy, and sometimes sweaty journey of midlife. This isn't about a crisis, it's about an awakening. Join me, your host, Jen Weinstein, as I dive into all the things no one warned us about: hot flashes, brain fog, strength training, hormone balancing, and figuring out who the hell we are now. With a mix of expert insights, real talk, and a little humor, because if we're not laughing, we're crying, right? The Midlife Edit is your go to space for embracing this season with confidence, strength, and balance. Whether you're trying to lift heavier, sleep better, set stronger boundaries, or just remember why you walked into a room, this podcast is here to remind you midlife is not the end, it's just an edit, and you get to rewrite it your way. Hit subscribe and let's tackle midlife together, one episode at a time. This is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter. Hey, friend, and welcome back to the Midlife Edit, the podcast that refuses to treat midlife like a crisis and instead treats it like a wake up call we didn't know we needed. I'm your host, Jen Weinstein, and today we're getting into something that's been rattling around in my head and honestly just pissing me off and lighting a fire underneath me. I've talked about social media before, how I love it for so many different ways, and how I hate it for so many more. But I was scrolling. I want to say the other day, but honestly, I scroll pretty much every day. Like we all do, you know? And then I heard someone say that perimenopause is the new trend. A trend. Like it's a new green juice or a hot girl walk or clean girl aesthetic. A frickin' trend. I felt my blood pressure rise. I'm feeling it rise right now. A trend? Because honestly, we all know perimenopause isn't trendy. It's biology. It's a transition that half of the population goes through, and calling it a trend not only minimizes the very real experiences that we have as women, but it also reveals something deeper and more troubling happening online right now. Honestly, it's been happening for a while with so many different things, but let's talk about it. First off, let's stop calling this a trend. Here's the thing. For years, perimenopause and menopause were not talked about. It was this hush hush thing that women were going through that we felt like we couldn't share with each other, we couldn't talk about. We definitely didn't talk to our husbands or partners about it. We rarely talked to our doctors about it because we were kind of dismissed as, oh yeah, you're just going through menopause. We didn't talk about it. We whispered maybe about some hot flashes and maybe brushed off the mood swings like maybe we didn't get enough sleep. We didn't have words for what was happening to us. We just had vague ideas of getting older or losing it, or like my mom called it, going through the change. I hate that. I will tell you, that just makes me cringe when I hear it too. You can ask her. She'd always be like, oh, they're going through the change. The change what? The change of life. That's what they called menopause back, up to a few years ago. I think obviously some people still call it that. So now we're finally seeing more women speak up. More conversations are happening. More brands are putting perimenopause on their labels. And it feels like progress, right? Here's the problem. When something becomes marketable, it also becomes manipulatable, right? For example, like the other day when I was talking about protein and how, again, I'm going to use the word trend, but protein's a big trend right now, just like 100-calorie packs were the big trend back in the day, and low calorie and low fat. But you're seeing protein on everything now. If you walk down the supplement aisle in a Walmart or a Target, you're going to see lots of, first off, the pink bottles, and they're going to say perimenopause support and menopause support. Calling this a trend allows marketers and influencers and even big companies to wrap it in a neat little bow and sell it back to us like, hey, you're going through something bad right now. Let me help. Often with fear-based messaging, right? So you're going to see things like, oh, if you don't do this right now, your metabolism's done for your life. If you didn't start working out 5 years ago, you're never going to get there. Take this supplement or your hormones will ruin your life. Don't eat that. You'll trigger belly fat and you'll never lose it. Any of those sound familiar? Because I hear it every day. I hear it on the TV. I hear it in my phone. I mean, I even hear it like on podcasts, unfortunately. So let's be real here. Fear-based marketing is our new midlife monster. There's fear-based marketing on a lot of stuff, right? Whether it's, your 17-step skincare routine that now the 12-year-olds are doing, or, oh, this magic pill here is just like a GLP-1 and it'll make you lose weight. It's constant in our faces all the time. So much so that we start to believe it, right? You see something over and over and over again. And especially with all these new things. I love AI. I think AI is great. But now we have to be extra careful, right? These before and afters, are they real? Is this really happening? Are these real people that are talking to us? So let's be real. Some of the stuff that's being pushed out on social media right now is downright predatory. It is coming after us because they know that we're in vulnerable states. We just want to do anything we can to feel like ourselves again. The before and after reels are designed to make you panic buy. And again, you don't know if they're real. I mean, I put before and after photos up, but mine are 2.5 years apart. You're not going to take some pill and all of a sudden be your 20-year-old self again. It's just not going to happen. Science. But then you see products with zero science behind them, right? Somebody just slap it on a bottle. Honestly, like if you go to some of these websites that you can kind of throw your own label on or make your own shirts or whatever, they even have supplements on there. Like, how are you going to sell something that you don't even know what's in them? You also have coaches, which, again, love coaching. I'm a coach. I hired a coach, a CrossFit coach. But some of these coaches are promising things like hormone balance with magic smoothies. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? But don't even get me started on these influencers who've never even been through perimenopause trying to tell us how to survive it. Are you kidding me? You've never had a hot flash, but you're going to tell me how to get rid of my hot flash? You've never experienced any of these things, but you're going to tell me that this powder that I put in my drink is going to make everything go away? But the hard truth is, fear sells. Urgency sells. And for women who are already feeling off, and you're already confused about all the changes in their body and your mood, it's so easy to fall into that trap, right? You're thinking, oh, maybe I am broken. Maybe I do need fixing. Because these people are telling you do, right? These people are telling us that once we hit a certain age, you need all of this stuff to feel better, to which I call bullshit. I put up a video yesterday and I stick by it. You don't need all of this shit. You need to change some things in your life, sure. And some people do take supplements and HRT with your doctor, not just buying it off of Amazon when you don't know what the hell's in it. But listen, friends, I'm going to tell you time and time again, you're not broken. You don't need a miracle powder. Honestly, look, here I am. Hi, I'm telling on myself again, but I have been there. Not with this stage of my life, not with perimenopause and menopause, but with weight loss and energy and everything else. I have probably been in on every diet under the sun. When I was younger, I have probably drank the Kool-Aid from every newest trend, the MLMs that were selling the shakes and, shit like that. Honestly, like I drank the Kool-Aid. I was very easily influenced. And now I feel like as I'm getting older and as I'm doing my own damn research, I'm not as easily influenced anymore. Am I still sometimes? Sure. But when it comes to things like this, especially with, and I love TikTok. I love it, love it, love it. But, with TikTok shop, anybody can sell anything and anybody can promote anything. And people are getting paid to promote this that probably don't even use it. So start following some credible sources. Some people, there's this lady, and I've posted a couple times on TikTok about it. If you're not following me on there, it's at the Jen Weinstein. I try to, make that the light social media and kind of have fun with it. But there's this lady, her name's Just Being Melanie, and she started this social media We Do Not Care club because she's going through it, and she made the most real video the other day of just herself in the car crying. And she's like, I have this beautiful life and I have all these great things. I don't know why I'm crying, but perimenopause, So find people like that who make it relatable, who make you go, oh yeah, me too. And guess what? I didn't need to spend $499 for 3 months worth of some shit powder that looks like unicorns. You don't need that shit powder. You need that information. You need that support. You need a reminder that this phase of life doesn't have to be terrifying. Because it sucks sometimes, right? We have some symptoms. We can manage them. Sometimes it gets it gets bad. I've been down and out more times than I'd like to admit. I've cried more times or gotten angry or, have just not been myself. But listen, it can be transformational too. You know what I love about this part of my life? I am learning so much about my own body and my own mind and what works for me and what doesn't. And I'm giving myself grace for the first time in my life. I'm saying it's okay to be me. It's okay to fail on any of these things, as long as you just pick yourself back up because you're a strong woman who is going through a time that all women go through. Do I have the same symptoms as the lady down the street or that influencer that I just talked about? Maybe, maybe not. We all go through different things. We got to be support for each other. So here's what we actually need. We need real education. We need it from people who know what they're talking about and not just people who know how to go viral, right? That's a scary, scary thing because I talk all the time about being your own health advocate, but I don't want you to be your own health advocate just because some big influencer told you that your sweat should smell like roses. I don't know. Be your own health advocate because you're the one feeling this and you want to talk about it, not because somebody else told you that it wasn't normal what you're going through. We need more stories. We need more people like that influencer I told you about. We need women sharing their actual experiences. The messy ones, the honest ones, the ones not filtered through a product pitch. The ones just saying, shit, that sucked today. Or, you know what? I slept 6 hours in a row and it was amazing. And let me tell you how I did it. And if it was, something natural, not something that's being salesy, we need support. The Midlife Gains Club, look, there's not a lot of chatter in there. I don't sell anything in there. I like it because there's women in there and you can connect with other women, whether it's the Midlife Gains Club or some other community. Maybe it's in your local community. Maybe it's in your book club. Maybe it's on a Facebook group. You need communities that normalize this conversation without shame. We were at a concert, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and my amazing husband, my poor husband, was there with a bunch of women. I mean, we went and met our friends and we were just a bunch of women going through perimenopause and menopause. And that man held his head high and he listened to some of the most strangest conversations that I think he's probably ever heard. But normalize that because it's okay to talk about it. My husband would never shame me for that. Be around people who would never shame you for talking about what you're going through. You need, if you want a coach of any kind, a life coach, a health coach, a fitness coach, nutrition coach, business coach, whatever kind of coach, because I know that some people kind of scoff at that word, or why would I pay that much money for somebody like that? You want to know why? Because it fucking helps. It really helps. I've had coaches in my life. I've had business coaches that I didn't listen to. And was it a waste of money? Yeah, because I didn't put in the effort. My CrossFit coaches right now, I am accountable to them every day. Every day. I have to talk to them about what's going on, and I need accountability. Nutrition coaches, even life coaches or relationship coaches. You need to find one. If you're gonna find a coach, find one that coaches with integrity. Not more scare tactics. Not saying, oh, you need me right now because if not, you're never going to get rid of that weight. Or you need me right now because you suck at eating. I mean, do I suck at eating? Sure. But I don't want somebody to scare me into working with them. That's a terrible thing. I want somebody who's going to support me with integrity. This is one of the reasons I created this podcast, you guys. I was tired of all the noise. I was tired of not being able to talk about it. I was tired of the bullshit and the sales pitches. I wanted a place where midlife women could feel seen and empowered and not sold to. Again, this is our midlife edit, you guys. This is our time to shine. This is our time to love our bodies, no matter what they are at this stage, and learn about them and learn what all the changes are. You don't need to be sold to. Do your research. Ask friends. Get real testimonials if you really think it's going to help. Just don't buy shit just to buy shit. Listen, if this episode, I know, it's just me today. I'm just rambling, but this is something that I think is really important to talk about and to be aware of, and to know that there are people out there just trying to make money off of you for going through something natural. You do need a good nutrition plan. You do need to strength train. Those things are true. You might need to change up the way you're doing things, but you don't need some magic pill or magic powder. I want you to know that if you're sitting here going, oh my God, how much money have I spent over the years? Or, oh my God, I just signed up for this and maybe I shouldn't have. You're not alone. Again, I've done it. I know many people have done it. And you're not crazy. You're not too late to fix what you want to fix. And you know what? If you don't want to fix anything, then don't fix anything. But I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you that we can feel great in midlife with a few tweaks, and every tweak is different. That's another thing, you guys. These people are selling to masses, right? They're saying all women are the same and all women are going through the exact same symptoms. And at this time of their life, this is happening. Bullshit. Again, calling bullshit, because some women barely get any symptoms. Some women get most of them. Some women get strange ones. Nobody can say every single woman is going to go through this symptom all the time. So how the hell are you going to make a supplement or a one specific product that's going to cover all that? You're not. Don't get duped. But you're not too late to change your trajectory. You're not too late to strength train so that you can be that grandma who can get on the floor with her kids. You're not too late to change your eating habits to make you feel good. If you've never had a good nutritional diet throughout your life, once you start eating better, you're going to think, oh my God, this is amazing. Try simple things like that instead of throwing your money down the drain on things that don't work. Listen, you're not in a crisis. I'm going to tell you again, you're not in a crisis. You're in a chapter of change. And yeah, it can feel chaotic at times, sometimes for weeks at a time, but it does not have to be a constant state of panic. So here's your midlife edit for the week. Unfollow anyone who makes you feel like you're broken. Start questioning the products that are being sold to you. Who profits from your fear? Begin listening to your body and asking better questions. And find voices that educate and not manipulate. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Me bitching about people making a buck off of our hot flashes. Listen, if this episode spoke to you, all I'm asking you to do is share it with a friend. Share it with somebody who's tired of the BS, or share it with that person who you know is constantly buying the next magic fix. That pill, that whatever. Share it with that person. Let's make women know the truth. Perimenopause is not a trend. It's always going to be here. You know what it is, though? It's a season of strength and growth and rediscovering who we are. And guess what? We get to do it our way. So, friends, until next time, quit buying the bullshit. Be well, stay strong, and keep editing your midlife. This is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter.